What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another update on the Top Step funded account. So it's Tuesday. I had a pretty great trade today, so wanted to share on that, but also just a midweek update to show you where I'm at. Monday I ended up taking a loss for 200. Again, it says 5 trades. It's really annoying. It's one trade. It's just adding at different times during the trade, which causes it to track each contract as a different trade. Uh, and I think I entered all these stop market manually, like one, two, three. So counted it weird, but one trade and then one trade again today. So real quick, I'm just going to recap the two that I took. But as you can see, plus 780.20 on the top stead funded so far, and you can see it matches up here. So these are the trades. Um, but yeah, let me get into my loser yesterday so you can see what I was looking at. Yesterday, I didn't really love much. Like I've mentioned, I've had a pretty bearish mindset. And again, I don't want that to get me in trouble right now. So, doing my best to kind of avoid that. This trade could have been one that got left to the side a little bit potentially. But I still liked it, still took it. I don't regret taking it. Uh, Maybe regret staying in it a little bit too long, kind of like I did on Friday or Monday, whatever, or Friday last week when I should have exited a trade and didn't. But I still let the risk play out, see what it would do. Just didn't work out. But all I did on that one was just look at this trend that formed on the 31st, started our bear move down. It was the first time that we touched this trend line. It was kind of floating out there with no other touches other than these few up here. So then yesterday around noon, we started touching it. So I was like, sure, this is the only thing that I see that I'm willing to put risk on. Now, I didn't take a long because when we opened, I mean, we just screamed up, and my long position would be somewhere close to this. Otherwise, I mean, because I use the trends as my area for stop losses, I would have a crazy wide stop loss if I decided to play this long. I mean, it would have worked out for like 1.5, but again, bearish mindset, wasn't really looking for a long, wasn't really feeling taking one. I mean, it didn't really give me time to decide that this was good. It just kind of ripped up, then consolidated slowly higher until we touched this bear trend, which we did start to see some kind of rollover. So on that rollover, I did take a short under this bull candle that ended up closing just above it. So I was like, all right, well, if shorts or if these longs get trapped, there could be other traders waiting for this trend line to be touched, and that could produce a pretty tight stop loss, lower risk, big gain potential setup on it. And it kind of worked at first, similar to the other trade I lost on, but eventually consolidated close to it and breaking out higher. And then once again, I could have probably exited for a small loss on this candle when we recaptured that trend to go higher, but I like to let my trades play out. I like to just see what happens. I accept the risk. But yeah, I definitely gave probably at least an R back, or at least like half an R to an R um, back for doing that. But yeah, it didn't work out. So that moves us on to today on the trade I took. So when we were opening today, this is around 7:15. This new high point got touched in. So all I did was take this trend, since this part of the trend is no longer being respected. I'm trying to find the point that is going to be respected, and I just dragged that to where that new high was. And then also just taking a look at this bull trend that formed and that was holding pretty well for a couple days. That was also breaking around where this new potential trend line is. It was breaking around the 7 a.m. period. So coming in, obviously, bearish mindset. I'm looking for a test and fail of this trend to confirm that bias. If we traded higher and went above it, then I'd probably be looking for a long on this trend again, but that didn't happen. We ended up opening here, kind of a bull hammer, traded lower, trade back up, closed above. Then we had another candle that looked like it was about to test it, about to break it. Didn't work out. And that's on the 15 minute. Let's go to the 5 minute. So yeah, we got like 15 minutes of consolidation with buyers trying to pull this up, sellers there. And, just because of my bearish mindset, I said, all right, if we, after this candle came in, if we close below that, I'm going to put my stop loss above the trend. I'm happy with that risk, because if this trend holds up, it's probably going to produce a great trade. And it did. It went down really good. At one point, I added on the way down, but I ended up holding through everything. So like I said, I like to hold things. I like to see where they can go. That's just my style. I like to let trends continue for as long as they want. Sometimes it really does hurt me because it's hard to watch, like a 3-4 hour winner turn into a 1 hour winner, or sometimes break even. It does suck, but sometimes it can produce big gains. So yeah, what I was really looking for and hoping for today, which didn't happen, but it was possible. It was clearly going to be a tough move to do. Probably needed some more news to back it up, but I wanted to see a test. It was possible there was a test of this daily trend today, and that would have just produced a crazy trade. So I'd rather just hold it to see if that's going to happen than not be in it. That's just the way I trade. I like to see the moves through. And I was confident enough that we weren't just going to take out the highs of this bear move down. I felt weak enough to me that I could hold this stop at break even and end up closing it in profit by the end of the day. It did peak up pretty good though at this point. I think I was only up 1 hour or even less at that point since I added on the way down. But we held through it all and ended up selling at 3 o'clock pretty much on the dot. So we sold around here. So it ended up working out pretty good. But yeah, that trend was strictly just because of a bear bias and a bear trend line drawn from the top of the market to the top peak at pre-market 710 when we started failing. And then also just to confirm it a little bit further in my eyes was this break of this few day bull bear trend that broke down pre-market before open as well. And yeah, and just that test of both the bull bear trend and the bear trend and failing down, it was an easy place for me to go, all right, let me slap on some risk, put a stop loss above this trend, let's see what happens. And it worked out great today. So yeah, I took a 3R winner on there, which boosted the account. Beard is still safe. We have 4 trading days, 4 days with risk on, 4 out of 30 to save my beard, and 2 days above $200 profit. We need 5 days above $200 profit in order to request a payout. So 3 more trading days above 200 to do that. But yeah, we're sitting in a good spot right now. Gonna just keep sticking to my rules and keep trying to just produce good trades. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks, guys. Peace.